Because one day I'm going to befriend one of them. Side note, I discovered...
Wait, oh, what's this one? This map is hard to say.
To the moon!
Alright, what's your side note?
Oh, the guy who knew about and didn't sign off on the Challenger.
Oh, yeah.
He died.
Well, there you go. You finally made it.
It wasn't terrible.
I guess that's a start. It wasn't terrible. Could you elucidate? Share your thoughts. Enlighten us.
Can we really get around what plans that are set before us? Even if what detours we take?
Are you wanting me to answer this question?
I mean, not necessarily, but it's just, you know, that's
How
the thing.
fatalist are you?
Oh, well... It's complicated. It's always complicated talking about stuff like that. How long does it take us to get there? How many detours we have to take? How many things have to happen? Bad choices we make. Here he is. Thanks. Off you go now.
unanswerable questions, I think. Because we don't know the permutations and possibilities.
Right. I still can't believe Johnny just willed the house to Lily like that.
Who else was there to give it to? Us? Terrible place for burials, though. If there's a landslide, they'd be swimming with the fishes.
Still a little too soon.
Nah, it's never soon enough. Nice new ringtone.
Hello, Ava here. We're on our way.
New patient?
New patient.
Let's roll.
What? What did I miss?
What did you miss?
The ground shook and he turned around and had a blue something in his hand.
Like a pill bottle to me. There were a couple of little things you missed. I do think you missed when she went back to the car to gather the squirrel essence. You could find, if you actually looked into the car and looked around and stuff, you would find his pill bottle.
Whose pill bottle?
Neil's.
For what?
I don't know. Whatever he just took.
Oh. Okay.
We don't know. Dropping hints at something that maybe the third one we'll finally talk about.
Oh, there's a second one?
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me the dialogue is better.
I can't barely answer that. It's technically more than that because there are a couple of little mini episodes. Those they give more, I guess, kind of background story about the
Experiment.
about Neil and Ava instead of concentrating on the patient. The second one has a new guy.
Interesting.
So you're watching this. Your main takeaway is the questions of the morality of everything, and then can you alter what actions could be taken to alter your life path, kind of thing.
Right. I've been in a conversation with a group of people in our group, our special group, and just because we can doesn't mean we should. What we're doing is no example in nature of like organ transplant and blood donations and stuff like that, and what sort of consequences are there to stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, blood transfusion saved my life, right? Organ donation has saved lives. It's not an issue of that. What are we reaping? What are we sowing? What are we doing? What are the consequences that we can't see? Just because you can. You should, right? Not that there's necessarily a right answer, but there's a very specific reason that even twins aren't identical down to the last drop. They're not the same. Twins aren't even a match all the time for each other's donations. Yeah, I don't know. It's irritating. So. But, then now Johnny he got to keep his brother. But then how much longer did he have to spend his life without River?
Well, the thing is, it didn't change anything. It just presented him his brain a fantasy to live out.
That's true.
And that's really the saddest part, because for how many years, we don't know the exact timeline, but it was some number of years that River was trying to get him to remember. That's all her weird behavior was about. Because he didn't remember their first meeting.
Right.
And she died in the real world, not being able to get him to remember.
Right, which is sad. And then, you know, had she known he was going to do something like this, who knows, right?
Depending on your outlook, it's almost worse for Johnny that now he knows what she was trying to do.
I mean, did he?
Well,
I don't think so.
I don't know. Does he not? Because he's unconscious anyway.
Right.
Well, so how is he taking it? He obviously reacted somehow because there was that like Matrix shaking or whatever.
Oh,
he
right.
brought her back in the picture. He wasn't going to let her be removed forever.
Right.
But how much did he actually experience?
Just those.
That thing.
Right.
So,
I mean, and then you spend your whole life was an illusion. Because what you think about is real. You can think you're dumb and stupid, but the reality is you're not. But if you think that about yourself, that's the truth for you, and you can't see beyond that, and so you can't live or exist beyond. You literally cannot exist beyond that. And you pigeonhole yourself in your brain.
there is absolute truth, but because like within our own cognition, we have
Barriers,
power over our
limitations.
the reality through which we live.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Everything there is absolute truth, but everything is relative. How does that happen? One of those paradoxes of life.
Right. Sure. You know, like when Pippi gets his never, 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 never. And I'm like...
Stop with your nevers, man. He lives in a world of his own infinite possibilities.
I know!
Why does he then shut down like that? Is it because he can't deal with things he doesn't like with the actual reality?
Possibly.
That's kind of outside the scope of this recording, though.
That's true.
Psychoanalyzing our son. I didn't miss that kid.
It's been quiet.
They're just away at their cousins, don't worry.
Yeah. They're just at their cousins. 2.5 hours away. NBD. Shoveling poop.
Hopefully not anymore.
No, they got it done.
Didn't they do it all so I could get that?
Yep. The free
Was that
night.
last night?
No, oh my God, Christina called me today. It's tonight.
Well, we still have tomorrow to recover.
Right?
Maybe.
I warned her. I was like, just to let you know. Because they each get a bottle of the Martinelli's or whatever. Like basically sparkling apple juice.
Look, she's the one who's got to deal with those.
I know, and I was like, it's gonna make... Okay.
No, she's not doing it the night before she brings them back.
Oh God, they wouldn't sit in the car. They'd exploding.
Well, they'd pass out. They just sleep the whole way, but still. Anyway.
Okay, anyway. Well,
So I'm not gonna, it's not my favorite game ever because the story's that amazing. It's a nice little emotional story, but it's not super special, I don't think.
Thinking about how much he robbed himself from. Johnny robbed himself from so much to live a dream.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah, it makes you wonder because there are people that do get that they have this single-minded drive and focus for their life, and they pour everything into that one thing. And what are they giving up? And for him, he didn't even really want the thing.
Right.
He just wanted to be with his wife.
Right. So he missed out being with his wife to be with his wife later and missing out on those things. So, yeah. You know, always consequences, good or bad, to every choice we make.
Often both.
In both. Which is really annoying. So.
You're not going to ask me why the game ranks up there so highly then?
Why? Oh, I mean...
You don't care. We'll just move on.
No, I thought you discussed it. Okay.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I haven't.
Oh, please.
I said it's not my favorite game because it's such an amazing story. It's okay story. It's fine.
I didn't know it. Okay, please lead on.
You've never... Well, I talk about it. I twist your arm to play this with me because it's so important that you do, and you're never going to ask why. Okay, I experienced it. Let's go to bed.
I know I'm a terrible person.
I have the worst wife in the world.
Well, here's the deal. You're not one to...
The problem is I just don't care.
It's not a problem. The reality is... Please share it with me.
I mean, when you're like, OMG, Ready Player One is like this such impactful life view changing book.
It was.
You need to read it, and I do. I asked you all, I made sure to engage with you and talk about it and what I thought and ask what you thought. Why was it so important for you?
I thought we were doing.
No. Me asking you what your thoughts of the game were was not...
No, but you were talking too.
About what you brought up.
But isn't that what you thought of too?
No.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I was literally confused about the dialogue, and I thought you were contributing to. Please, go ahead.
This is a great segue, because I see a lot of myself in River.
Okay.
Almost to the point, like, I half wonder if I even have at least some mild level of Asperger's like she has.
Right.
Or if it's just personality. But especially when it comes to things like this, I'm not able to convey thoughts very well. Like, alright, RGD, here's your chance here to summarize why you think To the Moon is so amazing. I can't really do it. Except that, it's a nice emotional story, but I think it kind of showed me a lot about myself, I think. And learned a lot about how I am and whatever. I don't think I really do have that condition. I think it's personality-wise or something. But I definitely have a very similar kind of tendency. That clumsy. I can't make my body do what I want. That clumsiness. I know all about sports, but I can't play them because I can't just get my body to do the thing my brain is telling it to do. Can't explain. I can't. How many times would I try to convey something to you, and you're just like, "Oh, okay." It's like, no, you don't understand. This is so amazing and incredible. I want you to have this experience. And you're like, whatever. I don't care. Or this is terrible. You start insulting it. It's like, no, I can't make you see. And that's what she was doing. She didn't have the words,
right?
And she tries to cue him up, give him all these hints to try to get him to realize for himself.
Right.
And it usually doesn't work.
Well, when you say things like that, this is so important to me, etc., except that you don't.
What do you mean?
You have to say, you literally just have to say that, because when it comes to your emoting or lack of emoting, then, or emotional communication, then it's not clear.
No, that's fair. But there's a lot of hesitancy from many times of trying to share something and you not getting it, and then we're like, well, what's the point? She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand me. I'm not going to bother. So there's a lot of that too.
Right. Well,
there's a lot of you going with me to Yankee Stadium and reading a book.
It was a terrible book. Well, I mean, you know, like, also then, too, I mean, I knew you wanted to go. I was like, well, I'll go with you. And I think it's hard for both of us, too, because to connect when we literally have no idea and do not understand on any level the other person's whatever catches their
our preferences
or emotions or, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's it's just, I'm like, oh, sure, I'll go with you and be with you. I'm like, I'm not bring a book. I'll just be there. And for guys that's have a tendency to just buddy up and partner, I'm like, I'll just buddy up and partner with them or whatever.
And you're not, because you're not engaged.
Well, engaged.
I mean, I'm not
what?
even a baseball I'm not even a baseball fan. It's just, you know, it's the Yankees that we were in New York, so we had to see.
No, that's why we went.
And they were tearing down the stadium.
Right, that's literally why we went. I'm like, I sat in the seat at Yankee Stadium and I looked at the sky and I watched some people on the field and I read the book that was terrible.
And I had a crappy hot dog.
An $8 crappy hot dog.
That's terrible.
And then I bought that jersey that you've worn like twice.
The material's not good.
I know, it's terrible.
So I feel bad. You spend all that's expensive jersey, but it's horrible material. You can't wear this stuff. It's not what they wear. It's not athletic at all.
No, it's not. It's terrible. Cheap Chinese knockoff that they put in 95%.
But it's an officially branded
cheap Chinese knockoff.
Anyway, we're talking about To the Moon.
Yeah, it's true.
And my characteristics and all that.
Right. Well, you know, like I thought. And that's one thing about Ready Player One that I was like, oh my gosh, we could see eye to eye on something through this experience that I understand science fiction fantasy, you understand video games. What a perfect blend of worlds. Mm-hmm. So that's why I thought. Like,
naturally, I didn't.
What? It wasn't to like. I didn't like the story, right? Or I didn't like it, but I liked how it made me feel and think, grow in understanding, and have a better worldview, right? So I liked it. Okay. In fact, I liked it a lot.
So it sounds similar to what I was describing here, where the story itself is fine, it is what it is, but it's more the kind of the other stuff. Seeing the facet of myself in the mirror, as I hadn't before. Well, the second one, I'm not going to make you play the other one if you don't want to play it.
No, it's fine.
It's nowhere. The thing is, I don't think it's anywhere near as moving or as good of a story, or as like personally impactful. But I do think that game had a very important lesson for me as well.
Two?
About certain things.
To the Moon 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't we play it? What else am I going to do?
Well, I thought if you hated this one so much.
No, I never hated it. It was just hard, weird, and awkward.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't necessarily want to make you do the little mini episodes either, because it adds extra time.
Why? We have all the time in the world. What else are we going to do?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to describe. I don't know that I recommend them so much, but I do think they give enough little bits of kind of the overarching story that it might be important.
Okay.
I don't know. But we can talk about that another time. Because this is long enough, this episode.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being willing to play it with me.
Why wouldn't I? I could handle it. I could handle it.
Well, Celeste is super important to me, but I doubt you're going to play that.
You know how that's going to go.
There's assist mode and all these things that can help you. And it's kind of the point of the game.
Maybe
what we can talk about Celeste another time. I'm just saying that I do think this is one that's you're more likely to be able to play along. That's good. It still matters to me because it's important.
Okay.
I'm saying I appreciate it. Okay? Okay. Thanks. Jeez.
Just stupid and dumb, and I hate this. Okay, You don't even love me. Oh my god.
Someone's tired over here. Who's texting me?
Oh, someone texting?
Whatever time this is.
Oh my god, it's midnight.
Oh.
Nobody?
Anyway. We should sign off.
Yep, signing off. Ta-ta.
Thanks for coming along.
Ta-ta for now. TTFN.
This is Retro Gamer Dad saying farewell.
And Board Gamer Mom saying yo.
Yo.
You cut it off!
Didn't cut anything off.
Board Gamer Mom saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yo, see you on the flip side.
You keep talking. I thought you were done.
Okay, I'm done.